Hello and welcome to Dungamet channel. My friend TJ is learning to play Barre-Chords. He messaged me about it and I told him I'd make him a video because it's easier than explaining in a text message. And surely this is why YouTube exists. So this is a guitar, and a bar chord is when you take a chord shape like this, E here, and then you use your index finger to make a bar. And this is not a bar like the one that you walk into to order a drink, but you instead go, bah, ow, I walked into a bar, an iron bar, bam. No, not that kind of bar. B-A-R-R-E. Bar. Okay. That, and then I would make that same shape here. So this is very fundamental for guitarists, and it makes your hands sore and can be difficult depending on the shape. If you're right up here, could be trouble squeezing it in, right? If you're all the way down there, could be trouble stretching your hand out. But always the same principle. So, by the way, I am a guitarist. I play the guitar and I understand guitar technique. So, thumb positioning on the back of the neck. You always want your thumb to be behind your middle finger, the second finger, okay? So if I'm playing a C chord, my thumb will be behind my middle finger. If I'm playing a bar G chord, my thumb will be behind my middle finger. If I'm playing this chord, my thumb will be behind my middle finger. Okay. Thumb, try to keep it behind your middle finger. Also, when you're playing melodies, scales, or whatever, that's the best place for it. And novices, amateurs, drunk guitarists, the thumb tends to wander off this way. And that is not ideal. Body positioning. Right now I'm holding the guitar after the manner of the old flamenco guitarists. And this will facilitate me having the thing on camera and so forth. But it also helps in one matter of posture, which is keeping this wrist straight. Now, most people play the guitar like this. Now you can't see it anymore, but it's down there. So check out what happens to my wrist now if I play down here. See how my wrist is bent like that. No strength. Okay, I'm going to give you a demonstration from Gary Willis right now, the great bassist, Gary Willis. You can check him out. Go like this, put your fingers together like this, and pull, and see how hard you can pull. Right? Link your middle fingers, bend your wrists, pull. See how hard you can pull. Now do it with your wrist straight, and see how hard you can pull. Yeah. So try and keep your wrist straight. Again, depending on how you're sitting, with what guitar, and your condition of inebriation or what have you, you might start to bend these rules. But wrist straight helps a lot. Fingers. Use the tips of your fingers. Don't have like insect legs like this. Have like claw hand like this. This power. Okay, keep all your, also especially the thumb as well. You see a lot of guitarists, professionals, whoever, have their thumb like this. This, in my experience, is not desirable with either hand. You'll get a cramp in here. So keep your thumb a little bent, right? I'll demonstrate. Huh? Not like this, like this. Use the pad of your thumb there on the back of the neck. You can move it this way, that way, but you keep it behind the middle finger, you know, depending on what else you're playing. If I'm playing here, I'll have it higher up. If I'm playing here, I might keep it more in the middle. So if I'm going to play this bar chord, see how my fingers are curved. Even this finger, I'm not trying to keep it flat straight. Yeah? I've got a little curve on it. Everything nice and curved. except for the wrist, nice and straight. And I'll just adjourn here for a second because TJ showed me a chord diagram, and he described it as a bar chord, B-A-R, but this is B-A-R-R-E, bar chord. Did I already say that? Let's take two. The chord that he was showing me had an X on this string and this string, meaning it's not a bar chord. These two strings, either you don't play them or they're muted. Really, the X would imply the string should not sound. However, if I make this shape and see how my index is just resting on that string, I'm not fretting it, I'm just resting on it. Now it doesn't really sound. It almost sounds like a note, but it doesn't really ring. So the better I do that, the better. I mean, the problem is I cut the tip of my finger off here, so I'm having to be a little careful. But yeah, you would want to mute that and do the same thing with this top string. I can do it with the flat of this finger here. I can do it with this finger here. And then the sound is this. I'm getting a bit of buzz there, but these two strings won't sound, or they'll just sound like a percussive sound behind the... Okay, and the full bar chord will sound like this. Man, I can't even play it properly. It sounds sloppy, huh? So, now I need to do the practice, which is, how hard do I have to press? Because especially when we're learning a new thing, you know, we don't quite have the coordination, and there's a lot of, there's a lot of pressing involved. Maybe you actually, to make sure it sounds, you might be pressing harder than you need to. And this will cause fatigue, you're squeezing harder than you actually really need to. It turns out that most of the time, people are squeezing about twice as hard as they need to. Studies have shown. And so the way you figure out how hard you really need to squeeze, and there's a coordination because each finger, may have to do something slightly different and so forth. But anyway, it's like this. I'm going to make the shape. I'm going to rest all my fingers where they should go, but I'm not going to press, and nothing sounds. Now I just start to slowly apply some pressure. Feel my way into it. So that's a good thing to practice as well. Also, if you're playing scales or you're playing whatever, check. Something that will happen is the harder you strum, the harder you start to squeeze here. But if you think about it, it doesn't take any more, you don't need to squeeze harder here just because you're jamming out harder here. If you're thrashing out, you might start to really squeeze here, and then you burn your hand out, all these tendons, everything just gets exhausted, gets filled with lactic acid, and you have to cancel your gig after playing one song. So keep practicing, don't lose faith, and enjoy. Toodle pip.